If you're looking for an easy, healthy, grab-and-go snack or breakfast that's packed with energy and nutrition, then these no-bake energy balls are just what you need. These little bites are so delicious and loaded with protein, fiber, healthy fats, and other nutritious ingredients to give you an energy boost and keep you feeling full throughout the day. They're also a great way to avoid pre-packaged unhealthy snacks while satisfying your sweet tooth cravings. They're super easy to make ahead of time, making them perfect for meal prep, and are also incredibly popular with both kids and adults. You can make this with just a few simple ingredients, and the best part is there's no baking involved. Today, I'll show you 2 easy methods for making energy balls. One very simple method using dates and a food processor, and another even simpler method with just a mixing bowl. On top of that, I'll also show you 5 delicious recipes that you can try at home yourself. Let's get into it. The first method that I'm going to show you today uses dates and a food processor. These Medjool dates are the base and foundation of this recipe. I love using Medjool dates in my energy balls because not only are they softer than regular dates, but they're also super nutritious and naturally sweet, so you don't need to add additional sweeteners. Before blending, you want to make sure they have the pits removed, so either buy them pre-pitted or make sure to take the pits out first by easily sliding them right out just like this. The dates should feel soft when pressed. If they're too hard, a quick tip is to first soften them up by soaking them in a bowl of hot water for about 10 minutes before using them in the recipe. Then, for our basic recipe, all we need to do is grab our food processor and throw in 1 cup of nuts. Here I'm using almonds, but you can use what you like. Let's then give it a few quick pulses to crush the nuts into tiny pieces. We're then going to add 1 cup of dates, which is about 10 dates, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I'm also going to add a 1/4 cup of coconut flakes, but if you don't like coconut, you can leave it out. Give it a mix in your food processor for about a minute until the mixture becomes this crumbly dough. It should be crumbly but easy to press in your hands and mold into a ball. If you find it too crumbly and dry, just add in some wet ingredients. Start with just a teaspoon of water and then mix it again. If it's too sticky and loose, you can try adding some more nuts or some oats. We're then going to roll small portions of the mixture between our hands into these little bite-sized balls, about 1 inch thick. I like to use a cookie scooper to speed things up by portioning them out and then pressing them with my hands to smooth them out. I also like to wet my hands before doing this, which helps make it less sticky. The dough should mold together without crumbling apart or sticking to your hands. We're then going to put them into the fridge for about an hour to let them firm up. When we take them out, they'll have this soft, moist, and tender texture. These are so delicious and addictive, made with healthy, natural ingredients and ready to grab and go anytime. You can then store them away into an airtight container to refrigerate for up to a week. Or you can also freeze them for up to 2 months, and then thaw them overnight when you're ready to eat them. This recipe makes roughly 12 to 16 balls at a time, but you can double or triple the ingredients if you want to make a larger batch at once. You can experiment with your own flavor combinations at home using nuts, oats, spices, dried fruits, nut butters, and the list goes on. Feel free to be creative. I'll now show you 2 of my favorite recipes using dates to get you started. One of my favorite flavors is this bright and citrusy lemon cranberry. Into our food processor, let's start by adding 1 cup of raw cashews. I'm going to give this a quick pulse first, just to crush the cashews into tiny pieces. Let's then take a lemon and extract 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, along with 1 tablespoon of lemon zest that I've grated using my fine grater. Add these to our mixture. Let's then throw in our 10 Medjool dates with the pits removed, along with 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give all of that a blend for about a minute until it becomes this crumbly texture. Then let's check to make sure that the texture is easily moldable. If not, add a teaspoon of water or some oats or nuts and then blend again. We're then going to dump this into a mixing bowl and mix in 2 tablespoons of dried cranberries using a spatula so that we avoid shredding the cranberries in the food processor. Let's then scoop and roll our mixture into 1-inch balls. I'm then going to pour about half a cup of coconut flakes into a bowl, which I'm going to use to roll our energy balls in to coat them. Once they're all coated, let's place them onto a plate and throw it into the fridge for about an hour. When they're done, take them out and they're ready to eat. Look at this incredibly soft cookie dough-like texture. Combined with a blast of lemon citrus and the sweetness from the dried cranberries, this energy bite is bursting with flavor and so addictive. Now if you want something more decadent, then you need to try these double chocolate energy balls. Into our food processor, let's add 1 cup of nuts. Here I'm using half pecans and half cashews, but you can use whatever you like. Give it a quick pulse for 10 seconds to break the nuts into tiny pieces. Then let's mix in 10 Medjool dates with the pits removed, along with 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Give that all a blend for about a minute until you get a crumbly texture that looks like this. Let's grab a handful to check that the texture is moldable in our hands without falling apart. And then we're going to add about 1 tablespoon of chocolate chips. Give that a few short pulses to mix it in, making sure not to overblend the chocolate chips so that they maintain their shape. And then start scooping and rolling into bite-sized balls. Place them onto a plate and then throw them into the fridge for about an hour. When they're done, take them out and they're ready to eat. Check out this perfectly soft and moist texture. This thing literally tastes like a brownie bite, but made with the simplest of natural, nutritious ingredients. Now, if you don't have a food processor on hand or don't want to use dates, the second method I'm going to show you today is what I call the no equipment method, because all we need for this is a mixing bowl. Let's start by making the base recipe with just 5 simple ingredients. Into a mixing bowl, let's start with 1 cup of rolled oats. You can also use quick oats, but make sure not to use steel cut oats because they won't produce the right texture. Next, add half a cup of natural peanut butter. You can use any kind of nut or seed butter you like, but just make sure that it has a runny consistency like this, which will be easier to mix with. Then, throw in a 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed. You can also use chia seeds or hemp seeds. Mix in a 1/4 cup of a sticky sweetener like honey or maple syrup, which helps the ingredients stick together. And then add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and a pinch of salt to bring out the flavors. Then all you need to do is mix everything thoroughly until all the ingredients are well combined. Once that's done, let's check to make sure that the dough is moldable. The dough should stick together without being too loose or crumbling apart. If you find the mixture to be too loose and wet to mold, you can add a few more oats. Or if you find it too dry and crumbling apart, you can add a bit more honey and then mix it again. Once it becomes moldable, you can start rolling the mixture with your hands into little 1-inch balls. Again, I'm using a cookie scooper to portion them out and then pressing them with my hands to smooth them out. Let's then put them into the fridge for about an hour to let them firm up. When they're ready, we'll have this soft, tender, cookie dough-like texture that tastes incredibly delicious. They're moist and dense, with a sweet and nutty taste that's bursting with flavor in each bite. Store them away in an airtight container in the fridge for up to a week, or freeze them for up to 2 months and then thaw them overnight when you're ready to enjoy them. This base recipe is delicious to enjoy on its own, or you can also mix in different ingredients to enhance its flavor or nutrition, everything from chocolate chips to protein powder. With that in mind, let's try using this method to make these oatmeal raisin energy balls. In a mixing bowl, let's start with our base recipe of 1 cup of oats, half a cup of almond butter, a 1/4 cup of ground flaxseed, a 1/4 cup of honey, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt. Let's then mix in a 1/4 cup of raisins, a 1/4 cup of chopped pecans, half a tablespoon of chia seeds, and half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Give it all a mix, and then test the texture to make sure that it's moist and moldable enough. If not, add a splash of water or some more oats as needed. Then roll the mixture into balls, refrigerate for an hour, and when it's ready, you'll have these delicious oatmeal raisin energy balls that have a soft and tender texture just like cookie dough. This super easy mixing bowl method takes just 5 minutes to prep with no equipment at all. As you can see, energy balls are healthy, tasty, and so easy to make, regardless of which method you use. All it takes are a few simple ingredients and a few minutes of prep time to make a batch of healthy grab-and-go snacks or breakfasts. Give these a try and let me know what you think. Until next time, thanks for watching. If you'd like to watch more, click here for another video. And if you enjoy my content, I'd really appreciate if you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.